Hi, I'm Ruth Chadwick. I'm a psychotherapist and life coach in New York City. And this week, I'm going to be discussing the element of water in the context of Chinese medicine, as well as in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, there are many ways that thinking about water can be helpful at this time, and I'm going to get into that, both water and its uses for physical health as well as mental health. So in Chinese medicine, the element of water is associated with the kidneys, and the kidneys perform the vital function of eliminating toxins from our bloodstream. And that is a vital function in general, but also if you're thinking about keeping our immune system strong at this time, that's a very important job that it has. So drinking lots of water, staying hydrated is just one of the most basic and important things that we can do. Now, something that people also might not think about in terms of hydration is that the stress response can have a dehydrating effect. Now, let's think about it. A lot of us are extremely stressed right now, or we go in and out of stress. We're certainly going through a lot of changes and we're having to process a lot. Hydration is important for circulation, and circulation moves oxygen to the brain. And if we don't have oxygen in the brain, we get headaches, we get fatigue. We also experience cognitive impairment. We're not thinking clearly. And we also experience low mood. So if you hadn't thought about how important water is for all of these things, now you can think about it now and go get that nice cup of water and have a sip. And of course, the way water operates on our senses, it can have very many calming, relaxing, and healing effects. For example, just sitting and looking out at a body of water can be a very relaxing thing to do if you're near one. For me personally, I'm within walking distance to a river, and so just going and sitting by the river can just calm me down a little bit. The sound of water can be very relaxing. I mean, you can turn on a recording of a waterfall or waves, and that can put you in a more relaxed state of mind. It can help you unwind before bed. Sometimes nothing is more relaxing than a warm bath. So that's another way that we can give our systems a boost and restore. So again, using water to aid our senses in calming and relaxing is a very simple way to find some relief for the stress that we're all going through. There are also some ways that we can think about water and the properties of water that can be very helpful at this time, I think. To be a little cliched, I would say now is the time to go with the flow. If there ever was a time to go with the flow, now's the time. We are being hit with all sorts of changes and adjustments every day, and we're in this situation that is ever changing and evolving. And so adaptability is being called for at this time. Water, of course, is one of the most adaptable elements there is. I mean, it can transform from vapor to liquid to solid in a matter of minutes, but also it can be very gentle and yet very persistent, very powerful even. I mean, as you've heard the phrase, water wears away stone. That's exactly what it does. We're also probably being hit by a lot of emotions, waves of emotions from time to time. And again, it's about riding the waves of emotions, going with them, being with them, not trying to change them, not whatever you're feeling, whether you're feeling fear or anxiety or whether you're feeling joy, like being with whatever is coming up for you at any moment. There's no emotion that's wrong. There's no emotion that you shouldn't be having at this time. It's all okay. So the ebbs and the flows, again, that's a lovely water metaphor that we're encouraged to listen to or let guide us. Water doesn't fight its environment. It flows through and around its environment. And so in a similar way, perhaps we don't need to be fighting our situation. Back to the cliche, go with the flow, but seriously, we can be waves. We can be part of the flow itself. We don't need to fight what's happening. We can be with what's happening and be responsive in the moment and be adaptable as needed. So those are just a few thoughts about how thinking about water and how using water at this time can be very helpful to get us through this COVID-19 experience. And if you'd like to read more about the healing properties of water and how water can be helpful at this time, you can read my blog post, the full blog post. The link will be below in the information box. And I appreciate you listening. Thanks a lot.